Hi, my name is Anika Spencer. This is a vinyasa flow class, and we're going to be working specifically on the area of the IT bands, building some mobility and playing with what it's like to create some glide in that area or some stimulation. As we move through this space, for a lot of us, this is a big problem area. There's a lot of restriction, especially if we tend to use this for stability a lot. We see this in our runners, some of our cyclists from that high range of motion or a high time and time again, continued range of motion, continued motion. Wow. So as we get started here, notice if perhaps this is an area not just of tension physically, but an area of tension in the mind. Is this a slippery area? Is this where you tend to get a little bit frustrated? Is this an area where you try to opt out? As we go through that exploration, this is a challenge by choice, so feel free to play with what works for you and discard what doesn't. Go ahead and come on up to the top of your mat. Stand nice and tall. Bring your feet for this one all the way to kiss, leaving a little space for your heels. Allow your palms now to soften wide, but also down, fingertips hanging heavy towards the floor. Tune right into the breath, feeling it as it comes into the body and as it travels back out. Allow the body to fill up fully. Allow the body to empty back out. And do more than allowance. Start to participate. Adding in a little friction, adding in some depth. Welcoming the breath. On your inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, lower the right hand down, reach and lift through the left side of the body. Inhale, stretch all the way up. Exhale, lower the left hand down, reach and lift through the right side of the body. Inhale, come all the way back through center. Upper back mobility. As you exhale, bend the elbows, get really broad across the chest. Inhale, reach back up. Bend the elbows, get open and broad across the chest. Little pull open through the upper spine, reach up. Exhale, peel open across that upper back. Inhale, stretch all the way up. Exhale, fold to your thighs and bend the knees. Allow yourself to round and hang heavy, but keep drawing the lower abdomen in, and this might be a nice time to shake out the neck or rock the chin side to side. Noticing if there's anything that's mentally slippery, anything that's hard to stay present with, and it might be the breath. A block can be a nice tool here. Halfway lift, extend the spine. Bend into your right knee, bend into your right knee and keep a straight left leg. On your inhale, reach that left hand up towards the ceiling for a twist. We'll stay here. Option to wrap that left hand around to the outer hip or the lower back. Gaze is towards the ceiling. Waistline is still lengthening and lifting away from the hips. Release that. Take the left hand down towards the earth. Switch it out. Bend into your left knee. Reach your right hand up as you twist. Rotate the palm to face back and wrap it to the outer hip or even the lower back if that's where you went on the opposite side. Release that. Frame off to the floor. Even out the legs. Forward fold. On your inhale, halfway lift.
As you exhale, bow back into your legs. Circle the arms up, stretch all the way to tall, palms kiss. As you exhale, guide your hands to the heart. Same, but a little faster. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower the right hand down, lift and reach with your left. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, lower the left hand down, reach and lift with your right. Inhale, right through the middle. Exhale, bend the elbows. Allow yourself to back bend, but keep the core in and on. Inhale, reach back up. Bend the elbows, small back bend. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, small back bend. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, bow forward to the legs. Bend the knees, let the torso drape, and take another breath. On your inhale, halfway lift, bend into your right knee. As you exhale, reach the hand up and maybe wrap it behind the back. Let that go, switch it out. Bend into your left knee, reach your right hand up. Even wrap it behind the back. Release that, bow forward, forward fold. On your inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow back in. Press into your feet, circle the arms up as you stretch tall. And guide your hands into your heart. Bring the toes all the way to touch. Draw the backs of the thighs back and stretch your arms up or forward. As you exhale, bow forward to your legs, forward fold. On your inhale, find a halfway lift. As you exhale, plant your palms and shift back and into your plank. Take a slow chaturanga, lower halfway to the earth. Then upward facing dog, maybe cobra. Downward facing dog, hips go back up to high. On an inhale, lift your right leg up. As you exhale, bring your right foot forward and between your hands. Glue your back heel down. Inhale, reach up, warrior one. As you exhale, straighten out your front right leg and take your right hand down by your hip. Keep squaring your hips off. Reach halfway forward on your in-breath. As you exhale, rise back up. Rebend into your front knee. Then circle your right arm up. Release the hands down towards the earth. Shift it back and into plank. Take a slow chaturanga, lowering halfway to the earth. Upward facing dog, even cobra. Downward facing dog, hips go back to high. On an inhale, lift that left leg. As you exhale, bring it between the hands. Back heel glues down. Inhale, rise up. As you exhale, straighten out the leg. Take your left hand to your outer left hip. Inhale, lean halfway forward, maybe a small bend to that knee. Exhale, rise back up. Rebend into your front knee, circle the left arm up. You might even look up. Then release the hands down towards the mat. Shift back to plank. Take a slow chaturanga, lowering halfway to the earth. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees, step or walk or even hop forward to meet the hands. On your inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow back to your thighs. Toes touch, thighs draw back, arms stretch forward or up. Exhale, stand tall, Tadasana. Toes touch, hips low, arms forward or up. Exhale, bow forward to your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, shift it back to plank. Slow chaturanga if you're feeling the warmth today. You can also skip these at any time. Take an extra breath in plank. Go straight to downward facing dog. On your inhale, take your right leg up. Exhale, right foot comes forward between your hands. Back heel roots down. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, hand to the hip. Keep wrapping it back, straightening out your right leg. On your inhale, lean forward halfway. Exhale, rise back up. Front knee bend, circle the arm up. Inhale, back thigh strong. Exhale, palms plant down to the earth. If you'd like to keep your left leg floated this time, that's great. Lower halfway. Upward facing dog, maybe cobra. Downward facing dog. Embracing the fluidity, perhaps even noticing that things are slippery. Inhale, lift the thigh. As you exhale, bring that left foot forward between the hands. Back heel glues down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, straighten out the leg. Left hand comes by the hip. Inhale, halfway lift. Then rise back to tall. Rebend into the front knee, circle the arm up. Exhale, hands up, down towards the earth. Shift it back to plank. If you want to keep the left leg rising, great. Slow chaturanga, chest stays high. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees. Take your journey forward to the top of the mat. On your inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, bow back into your legs. Hips drop low, arms stretch up for chair pose. Then as you exhale, stand to tall, Tadasana, mountain. Toes stay kissing, hips drop low, arms stretch forward or up. As you exhale, take your right hand behind you, left hand forward, just the chest turns to twist, not the hips. On your inhale, back through the middle. Exhale, turn the ribs, but keep your hip points and your knees unchanged. Yeah, inhale back to your center. Exhale, rotate right. Inhale, back through the middle. Exhale, rotate left. Perhaps it's the holding into the thighs, that's the slippery part. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, twist, stay low. Inhale through the middle. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach up, stand up. Exhale, bow into your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms and shift it back to plank. Root into your left hand, roll to the pinky edge side of your left foot. You want to plant your right foot to the floor, that's great. Stretch your right hand up for side plank. Still press away from the earth. Small external rotation, like you're going to corkscrew the elbow to look straight ahead. Challenge by choice. See if it's possible to lift your right foot and bring your right foot forward into the inside of the hand. So fun. Root your back heel down. Inhale, stretch up, warrior one. As you exhale, hand to the hips, straighten out your back leg, your front leg. This time, take your back foot forward and closer. We're going to be here for a minute. And if there's a block handy, find it. Place that block inside your left hand. Feel like you're reaching up and lengthening through both sides of your waist equally. Then come to that halfway forward position. Notice that you're lengthening both sides of the waist and
take your right thumb to your right hip crease and manually move it further back. So we're really turning the hips to square. Then lower the block to the floor and note that square hip position. Okay, to start, we're going to keep that. Hips don't change. Take your right hand, reach it up. As you exhale, reach that right hand towards your back ankle or knee. Inhale, reach the hand up. Exhale, reach it back. At this point, you might examine, does it help to move the hips? And by help, does it feel good? Is it exposing you to something you haven't noticed before? Just because something's slippery, keep moving with the breath. Doesn't mean we can't catch a glimpse. Last one, as you inhale, take your hand up. Then as you exhale, square it off. And set that block aside. Inhale, rise all the way up. Good. Then bend into your front knee and bring your back knee in towards the chest. Good. Hips are staying square, and you might even touch the outer hips, like, what are my outer hips doing? Does one swing out? And from here, just extend and bend through the knee a few times. Keep the knee up, and you'll notice an increase of difficulty as you try to keep the knee exactly where it is. Good. Then place your right hand on the outer edge of your left knee and turn this into a twist. Looking over your backhand if you want to test the balance. Perhaps the focus or the breath has shifted if it's slipped out of your grip. And then release it. Take both feet to the floor. Close the eyes. Check in. Noticing any differences side to side. Great. Toes kissing, hips low, arms stretch up. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale through center. And twist to the left. Inhale through the middle. Waistline stays in, twist right. Inhale through the middle. Twist left. Last one each side. And this time attempt to embrace whatever it is that's slippery. Maybe it's hard to stay in the strength. Maybe it's hard to stay with the breath. And instead of making slippery wrong, make it interesting. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, plant your palms and shift back to plank. Root into your right hand, come over to the outside of your right foot, taking that side plank. If you'd like a little support, you can plant that left foot to the floor in front of you. Try to keep your neck long rather than rounding and curling in, which is pretty common. Press into the floor, feel like you're lengthening the top of your right shoulder. And playing with the idea of taking your left foot up first, then bringing that left foot forward in between your hands. Take your back heel, glue it down to start. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, straighten out your front leg and take your hand to the hip. Take your back foot, step it wider and closer. Block's going to be really handy here, and if you have one, I recommend taking it right into your right hand and try to press the block up and towards the ceiling. As you do that, feel your core get stronger and you're going to hold that. Meanwhile, left thumb or left fingers are in the hip crease and you're going to manually move it back so we're still squaring off. Then reach forward, square your hip again, then lower the block down to the floor. Good. With that fully extended spine, with that left hip reaching back, take your left hand up as you twist. As you exhale, bow in, reaching for the back knee, back ankle. Yeah. Inhale, reach the hand up. Exhale, reach back.
Inhale, reach the hand up as you twist. Exhale, reach the hand back. Couple more with your breath, and we're still noticing where the mind is as we travel through this fluid motion. Perhaps you even switch from thinking of it as slippery, of ungraspable. And now think of it as something that is fluid, that is flowing, that is changing. Most of us have a little bit different relationship with fluidity. Release that hand back and down and towards the earth. Good. We'll use the rise. Block comes aside. Inhale. Use your core, your legs as you come all the way up. Then bring your back left knee in towards the chest as you stand on one leg. Hands can be at the hips. Try to keep your right knee where it is as you bend and straighten that front leg a few times. Letting the hamster, the quadriceps start to ignite and fire. Good. Then landing with the right knee, still drawing in towards the chest. Left hand comes to the outer thigh. Resist the temptation to take hold. Sometimes that will round us to the spine. And instead, light pressure into the outer leg as you take your twist. Yeah, sometimes balance is slippery, but it's always fluid, always changing. One more breath. Good. Release that. Place the foot all the way to the floor. Cleansing breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out the mouth. Toes come to kiss. Hips go low. Arms stretch up. As you exhale, twist. Inhale through the center. Exhale, twist left. All done. Stand tall. Inhale. Exhale, bow to your legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, shift it back to plank. Take your left hand to the earth, roll to the side, find that side plank or side plank variation if you planted the foot. If you want to do it differently, take hold of the knee and try to point that knee towards the ceiling. I know one. Then bring that right foot forward and in between the hands. Back heel glues down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, straighten out the leg. Inhale, hinge forward. You might want your block. And place your hand down and on top of the block. Inhale, reach your right hand up. Exhale, bow back in towards the ankle. Inhale, reach the right hand up. Exhale, square off. Use your inhale to press into your front foot. We'll rise all the way up. As you exhale, bring your back knee in towards the chest. You can stay right here, take that same twist we took before, or if you're feeling ambitious, you might hold on to the pinky edge of the foot and extend the leg out to forward as we revolve. Yeah, pretty bold. You can keep a small bend to the knee, but as we straighten out the leg and level the hips, we really feel that in the outer line. Meanwhile, core is in. We're standing tall. There's no need to round here. This leg is heavy. And we'll release. Come back to the center and lower the foot to the floor. Toes come to kiss. Hips stay low. Arms up. Exhale, twist right. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, bow to your legs. Inhale for your extended spine. Exhale, palms plant down, shift it back to your plank. Roll to the pinky edge side of your right foot, stretch that left hand towards the ceiling. Make this workable for you, and if you're looking for a challenge, hold on to the knee. You might even touch the leg lightly, but keep turning on your bottom glute. And bring that left foot forward and between your hands. Spin the back heel down. Inhale, warrior one, rise up. Exhale, straighten out the front leg, hand to the hip. Block probably handy here. You can shorten the stance, hinge halfway forward. Then as you keep the hips square, lower the hand down to the block. Inhale, take your left hand up as you twist. As you exhale, reach back for your ankle. Inhale, reach the hand up. Exhale, square yourself off to the floor. Use your core, press into both feet as you rise. As you exhale, bring your back knee into the chest. Find that twisted variation. It might be classic, just like where you were before. Or if you want to reach down for the ankle, that's great. Even extending the heel forward and wrapping the outer hip down towards the floor. Notice how you're breathing. Notice how you react to the opportunity to do something fairly difficult. This is taxing in strength. It's taxing in alignment. It's taxing in flexibility. And we'll release it. Come back to your center. And soften your hands down towards the floor. Close the eyes if that's not already where you are. Let the aftermath of your effort sink in. Okay, toes, hips drop low, arms stretch up, inhale. Exhale, bow forward to your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms plant, shift back and into your plank. Lower halfway towards the earth or all the way down, then upward facing dog, potentially cobra. Downward facing dog, hips go back to high. On your inhale, lift your right leg up. As you exhale, bring your right foot forward between your hands. Soften your back knee down. Great time here to place the mat in a rolled position that pads the knee a little extra. If you have a blanket or a towel, that's great too. Then find your blocks and place them on either side of your front foot. And straighten out your front leg, curling your toes back in towards your face. I love the blocks here. Try to find a lengthened spine. And for some of us, that takes a significant amount of effort. Some days it feels impossible. Take your foot, walk it over to that left side of your mat, so it's crossing the knee. And on your inhale, rotate the pinky toes to look down and out to the right side of your mat. Like you're looking the toes to the side. As you exhale, rotate the toes to look towards the ceiling. Oh yeah. As you inhale, rotate the pinky toes to look down and out to the side. Then to the ceiling. Pinky toes look down to the right side. Then to the ceiling. 2 more times, really investigating that outer line of the leg. And towards the ceiling. Final one. And towards the ceiling. Great, then 2 options. Walk that right foot either right in line and come to sit back towards your half hero pose, moving the heel right towards the outer hip. This is a great way to stretch the quadricep and even stimulate the knee. If that works well in your body, you could even lean back, keeping the knee pinned to the floor. This is great for me, who's frequently looking for intensity. My muscles tend to be a little more liquid, a little more viscous. Not always a good thing. Different opportunity. If you live in a tighter body, the best option for you, especially if we see pain in the knee, is to instead come down and onto the abdomen. And you can bend your right knee out to the side, rest your head on your right hand, and just bend your left knee and pin that left heel in towards the glute. It's often helpful to turn on your left glute so that you're pressing the front of your left hip into the floor. we're really looking to feel this in the quad. So if this is where you feel it intensely, go ahead and stay. However, if you're like me and that's not very dramatic, you might come into a space where you can find the stretch in the area we're looking for. Most of us probably felt the stretch at some point in the hamstrings and the outer line of the leg. And it can be a great practice in mindfulness to look in whenever we're emphasizing just one side of the body, one side of a set of muscles. To also take the time to nourish whatever's in the opposite direction. Perhaps you're taking time to honor not just the slippery side of things, that fluidity, but also notice, is there a place here for the steady? Is there any small part of your experience that is unchanging, ever present, non-negotiable? Great. We're going to come out. If you're on the abdomen, then you'll find your way straight into downward facing dog. If you were reclining here, we'll come back forward towards lunge and then step back, high hips. And notice the differences side to side. For those of you who have really open hamstrings, if you do a lot of hamstring stretching, what you might find is that the left leg right now feels more balanced. Meaning there's an alleviation in the back of the leg when you take the time to equalize and stretch the front. On the other hand, if where you're feeling really balanced in the leg is on the right side, then perhaps you're feeling that because the back line of the leg, the hamstring, is usually your tighter side. So right now, just think about, if I'm comparing right leg and left leg, which one feels better, which one feels best? Or do they both feel kind of the same or just wacky? On your inhale, lift the left leg up. As you exhale, bring the left foot forward and between your hands. Great time to find blocks, set your back knee down, and if you want to pad that back knee, what an excellent opportunity. Find the blocks, then straighten out through your front leg. Take your left foot, toes curling back and towards you, and walk that left foot over towards the right. On your inhale, rotate your left toes to look over towards the left. As you exhale, point the knee back, or the toes and the knee back up. On your inhale, toes point out to the left. Then point the toes back up. Point the toes out to the left. And back up. 2 more times. Perhaps you now merge with the breath. Taking the foot back now and in line with the hip, we'll re-bend forward into the front knee. If that's where you're going, is onto the belly, then great. This time, left knee will be out to the side. You can rest your left ear on the hand, bend the opposite thigh, and hug that right heel right into the glute. Meant to be a quad stretch. If you're looking for something a bit more dramatic, or if you don't feel that one, coming from your half Hanuman, we'll sit back and towards the heel. Lower both glutes to the floor and keep the knees pretty close together. Top of the knee, trying to pin down towards the earth. You can lean back, taking the forearms to the earth or even the whole spine to the floor.
Notice if there's some bold shifts happening in the lower back, and if that's the case, you might be losing some of the stretch in the thigh and the hip crease by changing the spine to make it less dramatic. And let your breath tell you a story. And eventually finding your way back, coming out and pressing back to downward facing dog. Once again, notice the differences between the two legs, and if there's a lot of them, that's great. No problem here, just observation. Notice if you are making any part of what is available to be felt in this moment a problem. Release the knees down and towards the floor. Sink your hips back towards the heels. You can cross the ankles and bring the feet forward. And then find a thoroughly comfortable seat. Sitting your hips up and on a block, or don't. You might even sit on the shins. Take your right palm and face it towards your face. Bend your peace sign fingers in towards the center of your palm and sit up nice and tall. Take your thumb to your right nostril and seal it. Close the eyes if you're not watching me for cues. And breathe in slow and steady through your left nostril. Pause at the top, seal both nostrils, hold the breath in, but relax your jaw, your shoulders, your face. Then, keeping the left nostril sealed with your ring finger, breathe out through your right nostril. Inhale, breathe in through your right. Pause and hold at the top. Then breathe out through your left nostril. Breathe in steady and slow through the left. Pause and hold the breath in. Then breathe out slowly through the right. Breathe in through the right. Pause and hold. Breathe out slowly through the left. Breathing in through the left. Pause and hold. Breathe out through the right.
Breathe in through the right. Pause and hold. And breathe out through the left. Relax both hands down to the tops of the thighs. And you might today take your Shavasana seated in a more classic position of meditation. This is often helpful when you're stepping into something else after your practice that you want to be wakeful for. You're also invited to lie down, taking that classic reclining position. Perhaps you touch or observe whatever it is that feels constant. The breath for now. Perhaps the deepest, truest version of self. Anything that flows past, that flows through. Anything that cannot be grasped. Allowing the steady to be steady. The fluid to be fluid. And the ungraspable, as slippery as it is today. Begin the process of waking up. You can move the fingers, the toes. If you're seated, you can glide the hands up and down the legs. And come to one side and press up into a seat. When you're there, connect your palms at the heart.
Bowing into the practice, bowing into self. I bow to you. Thank you so much. Great job. I'll see you next time if you subscribe to Driven below or check out some of the other classes we have available. Have a great day.